Right now, tensions are still high following the shooting death of Renee Good in Minneapolis by an ICE agent. Calls are growing for a transparent investigation, and the FBI has taken over this case, with the Minnesota agency saying that it has been blocked from accessing key materials. And around the country, several protests were happening, including some of which right here in Atlanta. And in Oregon, officials are investigating a shooting in Portland by a Border Patrol agent that hurt a married couple in a car.
Here at home, officials in DeKalb County are calling for the removal of tactical ICE operations in the area following the shooting of Renee Good in Minneapolis.
Atlanta News First Niamani Watson is live for us in Decatur. Niamani, you got a chance to speak with a county commissioner who's calling what happened in Minneapolis a federal overreach.
That's right. Commissioner Ted Terry says he is saddened by the shooting of Renee Good. He plans to introduce a resolution next week calling for change.
And what I'm concerned about is that as things move forward, things will get worse. And I'm concerned for the safety of DeKalb County residents.
Commissioner Terry says the resolution will formally condemn the shooting of Renee Good by ICE agents in Minneapolis, saying Georgia is not immune to what's happening in other states.
Yeah, we've had several instances in DeKalb County where SWAT-like operations have been carried out that are terrorizing not just immigrant communities, but our own established neighborhoods here in DeKalb County.
It'll also call for the immediate withdrawal of tactical federal immigration enforcement operations from DeKalb County neighborhoods, referring to Operation Metro Surge, a campaign launched by the Department of Homeland Security in what the agency says is an effort to target and arrest violent undocumented criminals in Minnesota. But Terry says that's not the case, with U.S. citizens like Good getting killed in the process.
This has gone to a new level. And we need to, one, not escalate it any further, and we need to tamp it down.
Terry says the resolution is not about telling federal agents what to do, but more so about the extreme methods they're using, saying ICE agents need to work more with local law enforcement. And the shooting of Good, the Department of Homeland Security claims Good tried to run an officer over, and the agent shot her in self-defense. However, law enforcement in Minnesota says Good was driving away when she was shot.
It is a completely independent federal operation with almost no coordination at the local level in some of these communities, and it's causing chaos.
Now, we've also reached out to the Department of Homeland Security, including the Atlanta field office, for comment on this story. We are waiting to hear back. Live in Decatur, I'm Niamani Watson, Atlanta News First.